Good glorious evening, woodpecker. Good glorious evening to you folks. Not evening. Um, Good bright morning to you folks. Um, the reason I say good evening is because um, at this time I wanted to shoot this. I actually did shoot this video at night, 3 in the morning, in fact. And the reason for that was that I wanted to show you one of my most favorite insects, and perhaps yours too. Firefly, and their dances are so whimsical. I think even as a child, some of you might remember, they're not around as much anymore because as we use so much pesticides and herbicides and whatever to kill whatever that we don't like, we end up killing anything else that we actually do like. Pesticides are really horrible because they don't just kill what insects there are, but also, it's a whole chain. What's on the ground, what's under the soil. But we've been saying this to farmers and golf course operators, and even maybe some of your neighbors have lawns that they use pesticides on. But don't get me started on that. Today, we're here to talk about beautiful fireflies. Did you know that there are many varieties of them? There are many types of them, of this species, and they don't just glow like the sort of a greenish, whitish tinge of color that we have because of their bioluminescence. They come in, my understanding is, and I've never seen this, they come in red, different colors. But anyway, the ones that I have always seen in my whole life are those whitish, greenish color. And by the way, folks, as a child, sometimes in the movies or books or whatever, you read that this child got a jar, like a mason jar, and put one or two or few in there to look at and put next to their bedside. Please don't do that. They only live for only a few weeks, and I don't know why, but their only purpose is to mate, and then they kind of die. And sometimes the female eats the male, but not getting into that. The point is that how would you like it? Just thinking about it now, but it's too late. I suppose, say it. If you were all excited about finding your mate, and somebody got you and captured you and put you in a somewhere where you couldn't do what you were hoping to do. So look at it that way. Maybe you won't do it. But anyway, so what interesting facts do I know about them? Other than the whimsical factor of them, did you know that? And I may be wrong, or I hope I get this right. This information I have was a while back. So if you know any newer updates or anything else not even related to what I'm about to say, let me know. I'd like to know. I'm so ignorant on so many subjects that I would really like to know. So they don't all flash, arbitrarily or whatever. Firstly, actually, before I forget, 100% of the energy that they put into that light flashing goes to the light, to the purpose of it, and none of it is wasted in heat as heat source. Like you remember those incandescent light bulbs, like the Edison light bulbs, where they were efficient maybe at only like 20%, and the rest of it was heat. And then the LED light bulbs are like maybe 85-90% efficient, and the rest of that is heat. Well, this is 100% light. Anyway, going back to what I was going to say. So the male fireflies flash twice, whereas the females flash once. The reason for that is that because they're not like birds or grasshoppers or crickets, they don't use sound to communicate, and it is nighttime, and so they can't be saying Marco Polo, Marco Polo. So because they don't produce any sound like that, they're dependent solely on the light. Now imagine if they all had the same flashing. Like if both sexes, male and female, flash twice or just once. How would you know where the female is and where the male is? So the males flash twice, the females flash once. But then, as we're out here, and I have some here, there are spiders. The spiders where we live are not venomous. They're not poisonous or venomous, I should have said. And so they're everywhere. Any corner that they can find is more productive to do their spider web. So when a male gets caught in a spider web, and because there are more males than females, I suppose, just like most places. No, wait, not most places. Say what I meant to say is like, do you see any black flies around me? Tiny little things. So for every, say, one, all the ones that I'm trying to get off me, these are black flies. For each female, there is about, I would say, 10 male. And it's not the male ones. The male ones just hang around in hopes of mating with that one female. And then if there's 10 females, so there's like 100 males. And so it's the female ones that actually land and suck your blood. I know. So the other 10, so this, say, like, I don't know if the ratio is 10 to 1, but I'm just saying there are more males than females. So same goes for the fireflies. So when a male flashing twice gets caught in the spider web, so the spider doesn't rush over and eat it. The spider rushes over, and I don't know how it's developed this, and I don't know if this is all the spiders, and it's developed the, see this fly that, there are flies that fly like that instead of flying like that. Insects that fly like that. That's landed already, and I can show you, but it's hard to keep up with them. But anyway, going back to the fireflies. So the spider rushes to this male firefly, and then it injects something in its nervous system or whatever. So because this male firefly would then stop flashing because it doesn't want to attract other fireflies to this area so that they can also get eaten. The spider doesn't want it to stop flashing. Not only the spider doesn't want this male firefly to stop flashing twice, as however intervals, it goes and does whatever that's in its venom or whatever that it does with it. Is, like I said, they're not poisonous to us, but I guess it does something to the fireflies. It gets the male firefly to flash once instead of twice. Isn't that fascinating? So why does it do that? Well, I think some of you already figured it out. It's because when there's only one flash, the other 10, remember me mentioning there are probably 10 times as many male fireflies than female ones. The other 10, they see this one light flashing. They say, oh, there's a female there. They all go to it, and they all get caught in the spider web. And so spider web now has a buffet that it can eat for however long. But isn't that fascinating that a spider, however size, has figured this out over I don't know how many thousands of years, and it can eat other things, and it's not like it's developed all these skills over all these millions of years just for butterflies. So fireflies are not its main source of food. Anyway, I don't want to talk about the spiders. We're here to talk about fireflies. I think there was one more fact that I wanted share with you, but I can't remember. They do like warmer, little bit moist air, but definitely, if you are hoping to, if you haven't already seen this in and around where you live, one reason could be because there's a lot of light pollution. So what I mean is, imagine a songbird that's trying to communicate to another female songbird, and you're like in downtown or high traffic areas or whatever, and it can't project. It's, no matter how hard he tries, he can't really project this beautiful song out to the female birds, or like the woodpecker that you heard at the beginning of this video. Whereas here, I'll let you listen. Well, today is a bit windy, but you might hear a bit of wind. But other than that, there is not much else. Same for light pollution. We don't have hardly any light pollution. We have pretty much of a what's the dark sky sort of a designation. So they like darkness. So even if you live somewhere where there's light pollution, then at least go on or before or after new moon, where it's completely dark, so that they don't want to waste their energy, even though they're only alive for a few. It's a beautiful butterfly there. Come this way. Come in the shot. Gone. They don't. So there's like a. Do I wait for ideal conditions to come out and look for my mate, or do I reserve my energy for or do I just go out and waste maybe my energy and hope that I would get lucky, kind of thing, pass on my genes? But try to go in or near the new moon, where it's the darkest, slightly warmer nights, slightly humid. If you have that, like I said, it rained last night. And that might be your best bet. If not, I'm sure there are many videos out there. People that, this camera, like I said, I did it yesterday or whenever at 3 a.m, and my camera apparently is not one of those cameras that you can shoot at night. Anyway, let me know what you think of this video, and if you have any new facts and figures about this or any other video, I need to know.